r/DeadBedrooms. John 107 says, at what age is too old for sex? My wife and I had the talk again about needing affection and sex from her. I got mad this morning. Earlier this morning I rolled over with a hard-on and spooned her and kissed her neck. She got up and went to the bathroom and went to the kitchen knowing damn well I wanted sex this morning. Later I got in the shower with her and soaped up her body. She told me we are getting too old for sex. I'm 58 and she is 53, we are a long way for too old. She is going through menopause and I get she is not into it sometimes. After talking she said alright, we'll have sex tonight. Well, see, because this is not the only time I've heard this. We have sex maybe 1-2 times every 3 months. That is it, and I ask all the time and oral is completely off the table for her. What are everyone's thought on when is too old for sex? Outrageous_dream_741 says, according to my wife, 32 was too old for her. And which really irritates me, because she tells my sons they shouldn't get married before 35. And that they should make sure they have experiences with several women she knows quite well. She was my first. Just new ways to make me feel like absolute shit. Nick says, damn, that is some indirect insults. Sorry to hear that, that's tough. Ministry of Cheeks says, look at this guy here getting it all the way up to the ripe old age of 32. Worried_adder_2780 says, my grandmother is 87 and has a boyfriend half her age. She says she stays young because of her weekly injection. Living in Bludgeon says, get after it, granny. Dranija Mesto says, vitamin D is magic. Naked_nomad says, too old for sex. I'm 67 and she is 73 and we have been together 34 years. We were still having wild monkey sex from time to time until 2 years ago. While the wild monkey sex got less and less in the later years, we still had regular relations, but with medical conditions and medication it just took more forethought and planning. Been dead bedroom 2 years now, but nobody, and I mean nobody, expected her to make it out of the hospital. Miss X Liffy's in me head says, I once saw a comment reply to an Subreddit post where an 80-ish-year-old man discovered breast cancer in his 80-ish-year-old wife while they were fooling around. According to the wife, they continued having a sexual relationship until the husband passed in his 90s. In my opinion, there isn't an age where you're too old. It's all about attitude and desire. I'm sure sex at 80 looks a lot different, but where there's a will there's a way. How to Train Your Bud says, dead is too old. Suma Ninja 17 says, my necrophilia group meets every Wednesday night at the bar to crack open a cold one. Am_I_2 blame says, everybody deserves as much sex as they want. No age is too old for sex. There is no threshold. r/DeadBedrooms. Throwaway 939,608 says, don't know if I'm being childish. We are married for almost 2 years. Me am 30, her F 26. I told her before marriage that sex is quite important for me. For me it's not important to have everyday sex, I just need once per week good qualitative sex. That is for me, good amount of foreplay, lots of teasing, sensual, being lost in each other's eyes, just forgetting about the world around us, and just focusing on us. For her, sex is just pump and go. No aftercare, no nothing. I've told her so many times that sex is just not good, and she has not made any effort to make it better or communicate. We now decided to divorce, but it has left me so confused and wondering about myself. She called my version of sex childish, like a high school relationship. She wants a mature relationship in a marriage, and called what I described my preference for sex a waste of time. I did really loved her and put my needs away to make her happy. I genuinely did thought she became more happier and she tried her best in other ways. But I'm not able to let go of my need for intimacy and cannot help but wonder if I'm the one who destroyed our relationship. R6124 says, if wanting romantic intimacy and sexual exploration with your spouse is childish or akin to a high school relationship, then I never graduated. You say she wants a mature relationship, which I find interesting because, to me, the height of maturity is allowing people to express themselves without judging them. Unhappy_natural_3101 says, do not let her gaslight you. Fun, romantic, passionate sex is not a childish notion. You should demand more from a partner. Metallic Static says, nope, not you mate. And she's trying to gaslight you into thinking her version of what sounds like really shit sex is normal. It isn't. You do well to divorce and find someone you're compatible with. Oizilv says, I kind of feel bad for her if she thinks sex is supposed to be perfunctory. You don't sound childish to me. Mojojojo3030 says, she wants a Tinder pump and dump and you want to be romanced and she's arguing yours is a high school one. IDK what high school she's been having sex at. Border Khalitha Dog says, I'm F45, single 5 years, and have a FWB whom I meet once a year or even less. It's all about quality, time, it's sensual, it's deep, there's incredible connection, I'm basically loyal to him, and cannot imagine another lover with anything less than that. So, there certainly are women out there who don't find that childish, and not at all waste of time. Quality over quantity. Devilinda Tales says, good thing you weren't married that long. She sounds cold. But Turfliggle65 says, if more men felt this way, there would be a lot fewer divorces. Don't change who you are. Dresmith48170 says, your version of sex is quite adult-like, op. In fact it is what is missing for most of us here in this sub. I think your call for divorce was correct, as it sounds as if your wife doesn't want to make sex a priority in your relationship. Dan. At this point, it would have just got worse over time. r/DeadBedrooms. Slow comment 9403 says, as much as a dead bedroom sucks, I think I just want me feelings to be validated. Imma48HLM. High is a misnomer these days. A few days or months of real connection and intimacy would be all I need. But the worst part of being married to my low libido spouse is that she makes me feel like I'm some sort of asshole or animal for wanting to have more than duty sex once every 6 to 7 weeks. She's not affectionate, never touches me, barely gives me pecks when I come or go, unless I offer first. I just want my feelings to be validated. Limp Noodler Blue says, your feelings are valid. The thing with feelings is they are always valid. If you feel unhappy/upset about something, it's your brain telling you something isn't right. What matters is how you handle those feelings. That's where some people end up in the wrong, by poorly expressing those feelings, or using them as an excuse to behave badly. I realize it's not us that you want validation from, but sometimes it's just nice to be reminded. Academic_big9081 says, yes, what I want mainly is to feel desired. A hug, a kiss, touching my arm for example. I don't even know if I'm really HL. She's not wanted to touch me at all 4 years and it's been 10 years since we were intimate. I might be happy with sex once every couple of weeks, especially if she indicated desire for me in the meantime. Instead I'm just an ATM, a dad, a partner sharing the work of running a home. Then Bad6058 says, I've been lurking this sub for about a year and just started being active. It's absolutely astonishing how common this is. I can fully relate with just about every single post. So sorry my man. You're fully validated in your frustration. Ranija Mesto says. So physical intimacy is the only thing that distinguishes romantic relationships from roommates, business partners, etc. If she's pissing all over that, she's pissing on the marriage itself. It's not your fault. Typower 5000 says. This sub is really good for getting your feelings validated. There are plenty of people here from both the high and low L. It doesn't really give you any solutions, but it can make you feel better about your situation, because I is very common, but not something people are comfortable sharing with their friends or family. Mediocre_Meg says. I feel you. At this point I would be ecstatic over any kind of romantic affection. A real kiss, a real hug, a real compliment, a date, anything. Anything couples do. It's incredibly lonely, isn't it? There's a scene in a book I read where the couple is making lasagna or something that takes a while to bake. And they just make out while they wait for the timer to go off. Nothing heated, no sex or heavy petting, just making out for the sake of it. I know I'm stupid for idealizing a fictional scene, but I would love that so much. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.